back. I'm Johnny.
That's Chuck.
What is the date?
Today is February 6th.
February 6th.
Tuesday.
And as Oklahomans, special little sadness about Toby Keith. We want to get that out there. He passed away today. A Moore, Oklahoma
resident alumni.
Yeah, he's a pretty big guy around here. So we're going to miss him.
Everybody's been around here at least had a... Majority of people I know had a Toby Keith story. I ran into him in the gym about, 15, 20 years ago. And, ran into him at a gym and just had him and one of his buddies just acting like they were just normal old people.
And they really were.
And talk to you. And
he was a normal guy. He
was something else.
He was a good guy. So
one of the genuine good guys.
So thanks, Toby. We appreciate everything you did for us here. And Godspeed to his family. But Super Bowl. Thought we needed to get together, do a quick Super Bowl show here, talk about what's coming up. And since neither of us got the picks right, well, we kind of did, but we kind of didn't.
I didn't. I think I missed every one of them.
Well, but we played with our heart instead of our head.
I did a whole lot of betting with my heart.
I mean, on the air here, we both said what we wanted to happen. We both kind of knew off the air what was probably going to happen. Of course, I still thought Baltimore would beat the Chiefs. I really thought, really, they just didn't show up. They just didn't show up. And
hate to say the moment was too big for them, but maybe it was.
Well, and
the Chiefs are just good.
Kansas City
Chiefs just good.
They always turn up the volume at the right time of year, and boy, they did. I mean, what they did, wow. I mean.
No, yeah, because you look at it stat wise. I mean, they're not. I mean, middle of the pack on the majority of stuff.
Well, they are. And as far as where they compare to the other to the other guys, but let's all right, 49ers.
Yep.
I'll tell you what. We got some numbers here. We're gonna let's run over some numbers real quick if we can. We'll throw them up here on the board behind us so we can see what's going on here. Okay, we'll put them up back here so you guys can follow along here. We look at the 49ers offense compared to the Chiefs defense, and I mean,
well, you're going to have your big part of the game is 49ers offense. I think was ranked fourth. 49er and Chiefs defense, pass defense is ranked fourth. So
sure,
there's your battle.
Well, I mean, but yards per game. If you look at the yards per game, the Chiefs give 176, and the 49ers throw 257. Yeah. So you're looking at a good.
I think where you're going to find a big difference and a big part of this game is going to be in the run game. I really do. The 49ers got McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
They're averaging, I believe, like 140 a game rushing, and Kansas City is giving up 113.
Yeah, so McCaffrey's going to be a huge deal.
McCaffrey,
Debo, is he 100%? I mean, is he ready to roll?
Well,
I mean, we can't. I mean,
yeah, well, I would think so with the extra week. I haven't heard much about it, but even without him, you still got Debo. You still got that. Oh man.
They're deep.
They got some weapons.
They're deep, and that's why Purdy's been so good. Well,
yeah.
When you have to key on the rush and the pass, a lot of teams out there you can key on one and let the other kind of float. But this, that's where the 49ers got where they got. I mean, they're averaging 140 yards rushing a game. They're scoring 30 points. They're 29 points a game.
Right.
Passing 257. I mean, but the Chiefs defense is. I mean, overall, they're only giving up 17 points a game all year. And
I think they were number 2 and 3. Respectively,
on defense,
both give about 17.
Yeah,
like I said, I think your big one's going to be that rushing game. The rush defense for Kansas City is like middle of the pack, 17th, 18th.
Right.
And
well, the
49ers.
49ers. Look at the number there. They give up 89 a game. I mean, that's harsh.
Yeah, the rushing in this game is going to be huge.
Well, but at the same time, the 49ers are giving up over 200 yards passing. Mm-hmm. And Mahomes is who Mahomes
and that's what
is.
They're going to do. They're going to have to throw the ball.
Well, they're going to throw the ball. The thing is, though, if that's all they do, I think the 49ers can handle them. I mean,
I do too.
But I just thought the Bills could handle them. I thought
I've gone back and forth with it. We got to keep saying the Chiefs are going to lose, and but they don't. So.
No, they don't. They just continue to win because come playoff time, they just jump in there and they do what they have to do.
I mean, by all points, I mean, looking at everything, looking at the stats, looking at everything, 49ers should be a double digit. I didn't look at I don't know what the line is.
I don't know what the line
49ers should win easily, which I don't think they will. I mean, even the turnovers. I mean, Kansas City's -11, 49ers are +10. I mean, even that's a wow. It's
yeah. Well, I mean, let's drop the graphic there. We get back to full screen here. We I don't see. I don't. I mean. Again, every week this week on the playoff, every week this year of the playoffs, I've been doing this.
Going back and forth.
I can't say. I keep wanting to go against the Chiefs.
I do too.
I keep wanting to say they're not going to be there.
And every week they show up.
I'm looking up the line here. If you want to.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's it. That's the thing, and when you're around here in Oklahoma, Kansas City's, majority of people are root for them. But oh man, how many OU players are with Kansas City now? I think OU's got more.
Right.
OU has more players in this Super Bowl than any other, college kids. They're loaded with OU talent.
How many of the Falcons got?
Yeah, about as many as are actually in the.
We got a coach yet?
Yeah.
They signed one. They hired somebody, didn't they?
I don't know. I know my Steelers got their coach for their coordinator, so we'll see how that works.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
49ers are -1.5 right now, and that's going to change as people start putting money down. Right. It's gonna move.
I figured it'd be a little higher than that.
It probably will be.
It'd be about 4 or 5, but
it will. I think more people. are going to play the 49ers, so it's going to move the line up, of course. But then your total's 47.5, which is a big number.
47.5. Wow.
You're looking at 24-23 is just wow. That's possible. I mean,
it's very possible.
But can you score 20? So, can you score 24 on the Chiefs? On the 49ers.
I was gonna say Mahomes is going to have a game. This is not going to be one of those things where Pacheco is going to run for 150.
Well, it's going to be an air assault for sure.
Oh, it's got to be.
Well, the thing is, are the 49ers deep enough to keep up with what Mahomes has got? Mahomes has always been. I mean, it's going to be, it's going to be indoors. Right. It's going to be clear. It's going to be good weather. It's going to be, of course, there's a lot of conversation going on that the turf's not right, and it's going to be
stop it,
whatever. We look at anything and everything that they can possibly look at to say is wrong, or it's going to be
after the fact they can
incorrect or whatever the case may be. But I mean, it's a Super Bowl week though. It's not like the Super Bowl week of old. I mean. Again, here we go back in the day. Super Bowl week was, it was. I don't know. It just felt different to me. It wasn't.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't so Hollywood, I guess, is the word I'm looking for.
Well, now they just wait for the act for Sunday, and you have a 7-hour pregame. I remember back then. I mean, it was an all week event. I know they did the Pro Bowl. Skills because it's not a Pro Bowl game anymore, which I don't know if he's watching.
I watched a little bit of it.
I think that was actually better than actually having a Pro Bowl game.
Yeah,
I much better.
I appreciate that more. The guys have fun. You can tell during the old Pro Bowl games that nobody cared. There's no defense played. Nobody really rushed the quarterback.
Nobody wanted to get hurt.
No,
nobody wanted to take. I mean, I know there was a few. There was a few things in the past that people got hit and whatever, but. Yeah, this was much more enjoyable.
I mean, the skills games were really fun. You see these guys playing kids games, and it was fun.
They were having a good time.
They weren't taking themselves too seriously.
Exactly.
And it's a much better move. It's something I think the NBA needs to look at. The NBA thing is All-Star games just
that's horrible.
Let's see who can get to 200 first.
Hey, there's Henry.
Hi, Henry. But I mean it's just. I don't know.
I like the build up.
Yeah,
the past.
The build up is good.
No, you're not hearing much.
No, now they want to give you all the personal stories, and they want to. It's just too much. It's too much for me. The old days I appreciate. Talking about the old days, we challenged each other to go back in time. Pick our top. What'd you got? I got 5. What do you got?
I had. Oh man, I had
I got them in no particular order, but I picked 5 from the past that I thought were I'd put as my favorite Super Bowls.
Right.
What do you got?
Oh well, I've got mine. I've got.
Give me one. I know mine aren't in any order. Well, give me one of yours.
No, mine aren't in any order. I mean, I'm a big Steeler fan, of course. Everybody knows that. So I mean, the 1980 Super Bowl was one of my favorites.
Which was Super Bowl number what?
God, I don't remember what number it was.
Well, I got the numbers right here. See, I did research. Yeah. I did research. 1980 would have been Super Bowl 14. See, why 14?
Mm-hmm.
Why 14?
Look who they beat.
They beat the Rams.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't you like the Rams?
Somebody likes the Rams. No, that was there when they. That was really when I was heavy getting into it. 79.
Well, you were only 10.
I was 10 years old. That was the
that's
why. The big deal was
right.
They won it back to back.
Sure.
That was
Sure.
That was just a big deal to them.
Right. Well, they were good. I mean, my God, they blew them out. I mean, beat them by what, 20 points, I think? 31-19.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I'll tell you what right now. I'm going to tell you right now, two of my favorite Super Bowls, unfortunately, were Steelers.
Of course they were.
The first one was Super Bowl 10. You were much too young for that. It was 1976. It was Steelers and Cowboys.
Yep.
You're just low. You got Staubach, you got Bradshaw, you got Franco Harris, you got Lynn Swann, you got Drew Pearson, you got Randy White,
Stallworth,
Chuck Noll, Tom Landry, going head to head. I was never a Steelers fan, and I was definitely never a Cowboys fan. Never have, never will. But that game, it's back when football was like they did on the old NFL films, the Battle of the Titans.
Right. I remember looking at the highlights of it.
It was, golly, the back and forth, I mean, it ended up 21-17. The Steelers win it 21-17. But the game itself was just so good. It was really hard. Smash them out football. You get out there and it was the line just, and that was back in the day when everybody played with that same team for their entire career. Very few people ever moved.
Yeah.
So
I loved it. You could get a team. You could follow the team.
Oh,
you knew who the team was. And I think that was the year Steelers lost 1 or 2 games. Cowboys lost 1. I think,
Steelers. Like I don't have the records here. I just have the.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I mean that was one for me right there that really stood out. It was the first, like you said on the last one you did. That was really the first Super Bowl I paid attention.
Really, yeah.
And it was 1976. I was 13, 14 years old. So it was the first one I really paid attention to deeply. Because it was built up so well throughout the season and on TV. Or here in Oklahoma, we got it's Dallas Cowboys
Cowboy
all the time. And I wasn't a fan, but boy, I love that game. God, I love that. That one brought it to me. So what else you got?
I forgot to write down which Super Bowl it was. But
one was it?
49ers beating the Cowboys, the Dwight Clark catch.
Ooh.
Don't get me wrong, again, I'm not a 49ers fan by any stretch of the imagination, but that 49ers team with Dwight Clark and Montana and Ronnie Lott and that group, and they beat the Cowboys.
Sure.
And it was such a, when you go back and look at it, they make such a big deal about the catch, which it really wasn't that big of a deal.
No, it was a throw.
It's a catching back at the end zone, which is the normal thing.
Well, I mean, he got free and he got open, and
that was a Super Bowl that I'll never forget that one.
And who did they beat in the Super Bowl?
49ers beating the Cowboys.
49ers didn't beat the Cowboys.
Not the Cowboys. God dang it, not the Cowboys.
Come on, work with me here, man. I can't remember what year it was.
That's what I didn't write down the damn year.
Is that the year the Bengals went?
Bengals, thank you.
That is 1981.
81.
Super Bowl.
But
I mean, that was the year that they were really, really good. I mean, the 49ers teams. But see, the Cowboys were really good too. So I don't know. I mean, that was a good one.
They beat them in the.
Yeah,
to go there.
The NFC Championship game was just as good.
Right.
I'll go with Super Bowl 13, which again was the Steelers and Cowboys. Simply because every year.
Is that 79?
79.
Yeah.
Because my first one, Super Bowl 10 in 76, every year moving forward, it was going to be, are the Steelers and Cowboys going to be back? Are they going to be back? Are they going to be back?
Because teams went back to back.
Are they going back? But I mean, because the Cowboys, I mean, they won. They were in the Super Bowl 76, 78, 79. So, and the Steelers missed those. I mean, it was just, golly, it was just such a. It was just. It was
different. I mean,
it was just
sound old, but it was just a different era.
The two Titans that went in there and just beat each other up. Yeah. They just beat each other up. Yeah. They played hard. There wasn't no early whistles. It was just get in there and.
So Monday Night Football was fun to watch.
Yes.
The old Steeler Raider games.
Yes.
And, Lester Hayes and the stick on, and
it was just
when guys are going to get blown up.
So good. I mean, the Super Bowl has great memories. And what else you got?
Oh man, I had. What did I have here? Another one of my Steelers ones when they beat Arizona in 09. The Santonio Holmes catch in the back of the end zone.
Oh, nice one.
That was a play that, I mean, when you're watching it live, you're thinking there's no way in the world he was actually in bounds. And you go back and watch it, and man, those Steelers teams with James Harrison on defense, and oh man.
Yeah,
like I say, you're gonna have a whole lot of Steelers stuff in these.
Steelers stall.
Steelers win, or the Patriots lose, or the Cowboys lose.
Well, I went with Super Bowl 25, and that was the first loss of the Bills in their string of losses. It was a great game. The Giants beat them, of course, with the bad field goal, 2019. But it was the
wide.
Oh my gosh! It was just down to the last, second. They were pushing and shoving. I mean, again, you've got Jim Kelly, you got Thurman Thomas, you got Bruce Smith, you got Otis Anderson, you got Bill Parcells versus Marv Levy. You got Hostetler, who had to play instead of Phil Simms.
I forgot about Hostetler.
And everybody thought there's no way they're gonna. He's
no way it's gonna happen.
And he nurses them all the way to the end. Again, not a Giants fan. I was following the Bills quite a bit, because the Falcons just weren't doing it. So I picked a secondary team, and I was following them pretty closely. I was, being an OSU guy here, and Thurman Thomas, and I was following and watching them, and they got there, and of course we know what happens, the next 2 or 3 years down the road. But I mean, it was a great game. I still remember a lot of that game because it was just the anticipation of Buffalo finally winning their first Super Bowl, finally getting to do it, getting in there and going, and then nothing. So what do you got?
Another one. It wasn't a good game, but it's one that always sticks in my head. I don't remember, it's 85 or 86, the Bears, Super Bowl 20.
Oh, 85. The Bears.
You had the Super Bowl shuffle. That's when McMahon and Refrigerator Perry.
86. It was 86.
It's 85, 86. I was,
they blew out the Patriots.
Oh yeah. That was another bonus. They beat the daylights out of the Patriots.
Well,
but that team was so that defense.
They were extremely good,
and Michael and Perry, and oh my God.
My brain wouldn't let me like them. I don't like. I've never been a dominating team guy because I've never liked dominating teams.
No, like I said, the game was horrible, but it was just something about that year and the Bears, and as a teenage kid, it just kind of, even if you didn't like them, you watched it because you were just thinking, my God, surely they're not going to do that to everybody. Yeah. And man, they did to everybody.
Yeah, they rolled them. They rolled everybody. Well, I wasn't a big McMahon fan. He was a little over the top for me. Refrigerator Perry was a good story. I always loved Mike Ditka.
Yeah, you gotta love Ditka.
And it was a great story. The media blitzed the crap out of it, which was, hey, kudos.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Take it and go. Yeah. It was a good move on their part, I think.
Oh yeah.
Well, I went with Super Bowl 33, and the only reason I did is it's a heart pick. It's the first Super Bowl the Falcons ever went to. 1999, they got blasted by the Broncos, but again, they shouldn't have been there. You got quarterback Chris Chandler, you got Jamal Anderson.
Jamal Anderson was good,
but and they had Dan Reeves. I loved Dan Reeves as a coach. I really liked him, and whenever the Falcons got him, I thought, this is it. We're going to do it, and damned if they didn't. They got to the Super Bowl. Yeah. But then they got hammered. But you're going against John Elway, Terrell Davis, Shannon Sharp, Mike Shanahan. I like Mike Shanahan. I thought he was a good coach. But you went and ran into a buzzsaw, But it was my first time for the Falcons. They got to go. It wasn't a great performance, but by golly, we finally got there. Which some teams say they can't. I mean, there's still some that haven't been to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Who do you got? Who hadn't been to the Super Bowl?
Who hadn't even been or hadn't won? I mean, I got the one. I mean, I got that list that haven't even won one. It's Arizona, Atlanta Falcons.
Well, Falcons have been. Arizona's been. Okay. Yeah. What else you got?
Well, it's Carolina.
Carolina's never been.
Yep. Titans.
They haven't been.
Nope, they haven't been. Your Chargers, your Vikings, and the wonderful losing 4 of them.
Yeah, they'll never win.
And I had one more on here, which was
I got one more. What do you got?
Not a shot at you, but it was a game that was
the Patriots. Are you saying the Patriots and Falcons? You put Tom Brady in this?
Not because I was actually rooting for the Falcons.
Everybody
They actually had them down.
Had them beat.
Had them in control.
Had them beat.
I didn't really go. I guess this really isn't my favorite. Just ones that just stuck in my head. That stuck in my head because
that's in my head. It's buried in my head because I was actually running around the house, jumping up and down, pointing at my son. Hey, they're going to win. They're going to win. They're going to win. It's over.
And they're going to beat Tom Brady.
And all he kept telling me is saying, "Hey, they got Tom Brady." I said, "I don't care that Tom." Oh my God, it was a disaster.
Such a letdown.
It was a disaster. I don't know how you can at the level. I mean, if this is a college game, I can see some kids getting a little tight. Yeah, and I can see some kids losing
exactly.
focus. But these are NFL guys. These are how do you at that level? How do you lose that focus and drop it? I mean, my gosh, it's
another reason why I'm loving seeing the demise of the Patriots right now. I don't want them to get that 7th ring before the Steelers do.
Right. I don't.
And now San Francisco's got a chance to get their number 6.
Frisco's, they're going to be good for a while. If Purdy, see the thing about it is Purdy. I got one more. Let me go one more. Then we'll get to the Purdy thing. I got Super Bowl 42. And that's where the Giants beat the New England Patriots.
Oh, man.
And it's because Tom Brady lost. It's his first loss. It's his first Super Bowl loss. And that's why I picked it, because I don't
the Eli Manning?
I don't dig dynasties. It's Eli Manning and really nobody else on the Giants team that was a name. You got Eli Manning and then a bunch of guys.
Had no business. I mean, they were good. They
had Brady. They had Marshall Faulk. They had Wes Welker. They had Randy Moss. Plus extras. And they got beat. And it was a great game to watch because I was in the no New England Patriots all the time mode, like most of America was.
Oh yeah.
And they got beat. They got beat, and it was a great game to watch. That's why it's on there for me, just because of the sheer shock of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And now, which brings us back to this year's Super Bowl. Even though the 49ers are favored, I still think most of America thinks the Chiefs are going to win.
Got a shot. I do. I mean, how do you?
Of course, they got a shot.
How do you go against them? I mean, like I said, on paper, they should lose.
Well, on paper,
49ers should win.
Well, see, but the 1.5 point spread.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting there if I'm sitting there at Caesar's window and I'm looking at them and I'm seeing that, I don't know what I'm going to do.
No, I would. There's no way I'd put money on this game.
Well, if I'm giving house money, I still don't know what I'm going to do. Right. I mean, I don't
know. I think if I'm giving house money, I'd probably go with the Chiefs just because until they do something that's,
take the points.
My God, because the point spread's going to go up. I think.
It's
going to go up.
Do you think? I don't know if people are loading up on the Chiefs. Hell, if they're loaded up on the Chiefs, it's going to go. It's going to go up.
Really think?
Or it's going to go down. I mean,
everything's against the Chiefs. Trying to go back to back, which hasn't been done since 04, 05.
Well, but they've been there so many times.
Right, they've been there, but it's going to come down to a lot of I don't know. I had players to watch on this deal. And
who do you got?
And going defensive side, I got Nick Bosa for the 49ers. Somebody's got to keep an eye on Mahomes. And I think Bosa's going to be.
You think he's going to be the guy?
I don't know if he's going to be he's not going to be the spy for him, but Bosa has a good game and can disrupt things back there because, like you said, Mahomes is liable to throw the ball 35, 40 times.
Of course he will. He has to. They're not going to be able to run the ball.
And so I think Bosa is going to be huge in this if he can get back there, if he can disrupt things. And on the other side, I got the Chiefs cornerbacks, not an individual player, just whoever they throw back there in the corners, because they're going to have to.
I still think the running game. I don't know that the 49ers are going to throw as much as they have been. I think they're going to try to slow the game down. I think they're going to put the ball in McCaffrey's hand and whoever else they may have in there at the time. I think it's going to be a lot of swing passes. It's going to be a lot of off tackles. It's going to be a lot of.
I had 3 players to watch on each one, and McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel the other 2 because they run, they pass. They're
gonna have to keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands and let their defense stay rested. So whenever they do go against Mahomes, they are there. So if they will run the ball more than they throw, I think if ball control and time and clock management is going to be key for the 49ers to beat these guys.
Yes.
My opinion.
Yeah, because I think the only real weakness for the 49ers, if you call it that, is their pass defense. And so
it is.
You got Rashid Rice, which I had him down. I had Rashid Rice and Travis Kelce for the 2 players to watch for the Chiefs.
Well,
just
Taylor
because,
Swift will be watching.
She'll
be watching
Travis
Kelce.
Taylor, hang on.
We don't need to watch him because she'll be watching him.
Yeah, and every time he makes a catch, they'll make sure to show her freaking reaction.
Oh, sure, she'll be.
So Taylor Swift and Jason Kelce, his brother, up in this.
And I know I don't blame her. I blame every camera that wants to focus on her because it's just let her watch. Just let her watch the game.
You know how many celebrities are at these games?
Just let her watch the game. But anyway, I mean, Kelsey's going to be big. Can they cover him?
Kelce and Rice is going to be huge. If those 2, if Mahomes has time there again, and I heard something.
Absolutely.
I think I saw something that I don't know if I just kind of glanced at it and read through the whole thing. Chase Young, they were having issues with him because of his lack of effort. So talking about possibly benching him, that's great.
This winter go home. I mean, but what impressed me? Let's back up a week. I thought the 49ers were done with Detroit. Detroit had them down. Another, Patriot Falcon situation. Yeah. They were down. They were beat. It was over. And they go in the locker room and they figure it out and they come back out and, oh, my God, they dominate the second half. It's a totally different team. It's a different team.
Different team.
But it shows me that I think no matter what it's telling me is that no matter what the Chiefs throw at them,
they're going to have something for
They
it.
adjust so well. I mean, all year long, they've adjusted. I mean, anytime they were down or it was close or they were getting beat on this, that, or that, they adjust. They find a way to stop it. I
don't remember what week it was. It was later in the season. I'm watching one of the games because they're always on here, by the way.
Right.
And watching them.
Always Chiefs.
And one of the announcers, making the comment that they're going to have a hard time getting past week 1 of the playoffs.
Of course they were, and that's what it kept going at.
Struggling, and then my God. Mahomes is just something else.
Mahomes he goes to a different level. He goes to a different level whenever it comes playoff time. It's one of those teams that whatever, sorry.
Henry.
We just need to get to the playoffs.
Right.
If we get to the playoffs,
no matter where your seed is at.
Get to the playoffs no matter where you're at, and then
let it go.
Let it go. Because once you get there,
because home field advantage is important, but it's not a.
Well, it hasn't been a live or die thing the last few years. And
the Chiefs travel. The Chiefs are like the Steelers. To go back to that, they travel.
Yes,
they will travel. You'll hear.
Right.
It's not like a dead silent stadium when the Chiefs are on the road.
Well, and you're going to be what's going to make this interesting in Vegas is that half the people over half the people in the stadium are going to be gambling on it anyway. So there's going to be cheering for both teams all day long.
Oh yeah, this isn't going to be a 49er favorite heavy crowd at all.
There's not a partisan crowd.
No, not at all.
That's what's going to make it. It's going to make it fun. There's going to be a lot of crowd.
I'm actually looking forward to this one. I mean, the one last year, I looked forward to the one last year. I mean, that was a good one.
Sure.
But the year before the Rams Bengals, then it was a close game. But I don't know, something about this build up with Kansas City going for a back to back and the Brock Purdy story.
Sure. Well, this is their. I mean, my God, this is going to be their fourth one in 5 years. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is their fourth Super Bowl in 5 years. And so, here we go, dynasty again. But you got to.
But they shouldn't have been. That's the thing.
But that's what's interesting about them. They play well when they have to play well. It's hard to do at the professional level. Usually, if that's the only time you play well, you get your ass handed to you, and you're not in the playoffs.
Right.
But
like you said, that's their deal. They get fight enough to get to the playoffs.
They got to the playoffs again. They did what they had to do. They got there.
They went on the road.
Okay.
They beat Baltimore on the road, which I'm still just.
I don't know
if I'm stunned by it, but still, that was the one I didn't really second guess myself on, because I figured it was
yeah, exactly.
I didn't count on the Raven choke.
Yeah, I know. They just didn't come prepared, and it's just I don't know. All right, well, it's prediction time. It's we talked what we could get it out there. It's Tuesday before Super Bowl time. We don't know anything besides the line and who we got, and
the line's 1.5.
1.5.
See where that flips to by the time we kick off.
I don't think it'll get any further than a pick'em the one way, and it may go up as much as
I was thinking
3.5.
That's what I was going to say. 3.5. I think is probably as big as it's going to go.
Well, if people start loading up on the 49ers, it'll get up to a field goal. I think they're going to load up on the Chiefs.
Much as people don't want to admit it, Vegas knows what they're doing.
I think people are going to take the points. This is one of those games that's so close. If I'm betting on it, if I'm forced to bet on it, I'm playing the Chiefs. Simply because of the points. You got in a game this close, you want to take points because you just don't know. It could come down to a field goal one way or the other.
I don't know.
I'm going with the 49ers.
Are you?
I got to take the 49ers.
What kind of score are you looking at?
I've got the 49ers, and I'm thinking I'm going to give me 31-24.
All right.
I want 31-24, and I'm going to write it down. San Francisco. God, that's a big number, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 31-24. What do you got?
I've picked against them the entire damn playoffs.
Yeah, and they've screwed you every time.
So
because, I don't know.
We're reversing it. I'm going to go the Chiefs win 34-30. Wow. I don't think they're going to win a low-scoring game. If they're going to win, they're going to put points on the board. They're going to have to.
Well, I think they're going to have to. They're going to have to score points.
San Francisco's going to score.
Yes, they are.
They're going to have to go, and I give up. Y'all win. You're right. Until he gets beat, I'm with it. Well, I'm hoping. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I'm not like I said, I don't want San Francisco to get their 6th ring to get up there and match Pittsburgh.
I've been in sports, been watching sports for years and years and years, and the destiny thing plays a big part to a lot of things. Brock Purdy, last guy taken in the draft. Nobody thought he was going to be worth a shit. Yeah. He's down there. He's a joke. He's just nothing, and blah, blah, blah. Let's have a good laugh. He gets in there, and he does what he's done. Mm-hmm. Has he been Tom Brady? No. Has he had to be? No. He's a serviceable guy in a good system who plays to his peak every week, right? And he does what's necessary, and he's got good guys around him.
What's weird, I almost looked at it as I was thinking about this the other night before we were going to talk about and doing this. I don't know if it even makes sense if I say it out loud. I may sound like an idiot if I do. I'm sorry.
Not the first time.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Or the last. Yep. It's almost a reversal of the Tom Brady New England Patriots deal, to where you had Brady, who was above and beyond anybody at that time, throwing to, like you said, some no-name running backs every year, some no-name receivers. Yeah, you had a few. You had your Mosses, and you had, your Darryl Boss. He had guys here and there.
Well, but he was throwing to Wes Welker, who was a nobody.
Who shouldn't have done anything.
And he became somebody because of Tom Brady.
And so now you've got the 49ers, who just in reversal, they got McCaffrey, they got Kittle, they got Samuel, and you got the quarterback who's just he's there. Playing in the system, and he's doing what he's not losing games.
Well, but
that's what he's doing. He's not losing the game.
Well, the thing about Brock Purdy is, being in Big 12 country, you and I watched him a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, the kid
was a winner.
The kid was good.
Yeah.
I mean, to go to Iowa State and win games at the Big 12 level whenever he was playing it. I mean, my gosh, he was a good quarterback.
But you'd have been hard pressed to find anybody here, radio stations or anywhere else, that said, okay, Brock Purdy's going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, and play for a Super Bowl championship. His first year.
I mean, just ignore the Super Bowl. Hell, just a starting quarterback.
I know.
He wasn't it. He's not built like it. He's not doing it. He shouldn't be doing it.
No,
man, he's good. He's a winner.
He's an X and O guy. He's a winner. Yeah. He knows how to win. He plays hard. And if you watch him on the field, he takes charge.
He's a leader.
That's what they
say anyway.
He can go whenever you can go in there as a kid and go in there and get the respect of these guys that have been in the league.
Right.
And they'll buy into it. You've seen it, and I've seen it over the years. You get a new quarterback into a system, and he's a kid, and Deshaun Watson or Michael Vick,
Kenny Pickett,
exactly. You get them in there, and they try to take control of the team. They laugh at pick any of the Cleveland Brown quarterbacks for the past decade. The situations.
With Baker, they ran him off.
Well, Baker had some decent control, but I don't know what happened.
He got hurt. He lost those games, and then they said, "Okay, well, we can go get Deshaun Watson now."
Yeah, baby,
he's done getting massages.
But here we go. Let's look at Baker. Baker's ready to go. They're going to give him a big old contract.
Yeah,
he deserves it. He's worked his ass off.
What is the guy? I mean,
he's worked his ass off.
You cannot like his. I don't know. I mean, you cannot like some of the cockiness or whatever.
Well,
but, man.
Well, the way I look at it is this, and I always look at it like this whenever reporters or big media, whatever, sort of, should he be in the NFL? Is he an NFL player? I think that he's if you look in the entire world, I think he's one of the top 30 quarterbacks in the entire world. Therefore, he needs to be starting on an NFL football team.
Sure.
He's not number 32 or 33 or 35. I think he's one of the
top one.
I think he's.
Sure he is.
I think he's. The guy
again. He wins.
He's a winner. He's a player. He's tough as nails.
I was gonna say that's the big thing nowadays, especially. He's not gonna go out because he scraped his finger on the turf. He's not gonna go sit out plays. He's not gonna. If he can play, he's gonna play.
Wrap it up and put me in.
Exactly.
And that's what he did. It's what he did at Texas Tech. It's what he did at Oklahoma. It's what he did in Cleveland. That's what he's done everywhere he's gone.
Yeah.
I want to play. I can play. I will play, and I'll give you everything I got every single minute.
If I'm an owner or a coach, barring getting in trouble, which he doesn't get in trouble. I know there was one little incident here,
not anymore.
But
not anymore.
He just runs his mouth. But you know what? If you back it up and you win and you do what you say you're going to do, I would love to have him on my team. I'd love to have my kids playing with him on the team.
Well, guy's a winner. Well, we kind of went off the track on that.
Yeah,
one. But still, football. He's got a shot. Football. He's got a shot. If they put a little confidence behind him. I think he's got a shot to do big things.
Yeah. Hopefully he gets a good contract.
Well, that's what they're talking.
Yep.
I mean, give him something, let him try. I mean, hell, the players respect him. So that's one thing we're thinking about next year. Anything else on your mind for next year? Off the top of your head?
Year? Yeah, I want the Steelers to get a freaking quarterback.
Well,
I've heard Justin Fields.
Caleb Williams.
Rooney's aren't going to give up ownership, so he's probably screwed there.
He might be available down in the. This is turned into a joke.
Oh my God.
Now he demanded that the Bears trade the draft pick before he said I'm going to be in the draft.
Right.
And the Bears said no. Then he said he wants partial ownership of the team, and they said no. Then now all of a sudden he's saying, I really don't want to play with you guys. You think you might want to trade me?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Who was it? He came across with, I don't remember what it was. I think I showed it to you.
What's that?
The teams that he would, he'd really like to play for.
Well, he wanted to play for he wanted to play for the Washington, the Giants.
And I get Washington. That's where he's from. I get that.
But the Giants and somebody else. There was three of them on there.
But the Giants? Seriously? Why?
Because he thinks they don't.
Why?
He thinks they need a quarterback.
They do.
He wants to go into a situation where he doesn't have to try out.
Have to compete.
He doesn't have to compete. He doesn't. And
I'm sorry. I'm not a scout. I'm just a avid fan for 45 years.
Yep.
Whatever. I want to see him in the pros. He just reminds me of somebody who will just crumble.
He's weak.
I mean, between the crying breakdowns,
he's not tough here
and giving up.
He doesn't have this. You got to have this to play in the NFL. You got guy.
I think Coach McGinney said that. Replacements.
Yeah, he ain't got it here. You got to have it here. I don't care how good you can throw the football. I don't care how well you can read a defense. I don't care how fast you can scramble out of the pocket. You got to have it here in the NFL. He's going to get drilled no matter where he goes.
He's talking about having a target on your back when you hit the.
Well, sure, because he's already running his mouth before he even gets in there, and you just can't.
And if the Bears do what some reports are saying, which there's 14 different reports about it. One of them is them trading and getting rid of Justin Fields, which if they do that, come on to Pittsburgh. I got no problem with him.
I think it's insane.
But if they make moves and get rid of him and do something to get Caleb Williams, then they deserve what they get there. Anybody that drafts this kid at this point, I know they keep talking generational talent.
Okay, whatever.
I want to see it.
Well, one of the story I saw last week is the Bears were talking about trading with the Commodores at number 2.
Right.
Giving them number 1, them taking number 2, getting a pick or 2 out of the deal, and then taking Marvin Harrison. I mean,
give Fields some weapons.
Absolutely. I mean, Fields has not been a bad quarterback.
No, he's not great, but I mean,
but how many weapons has he had around?
Right. Exactly.
You got a guy out there that's playing his heart out. He plays hard every week.
That's what I'm saying.
Now they may know something deep inside.
Exactly.
We don't know all the details.
So I'm saying,
we don't know all the X's.
We're not a scout and all that.
But boy, you draft him, you give him a couple years, and then you turn around and draft another kid and say we don't like. It's going to be demoralizing.
That's
for the
where
kid.
Pittsburgh's at right now.
Yeah,
Pickett's been there 2 years, and
he's not the guy.
Tomlin's already come out and said he's the starting quarterback, but he will have competition. They're searching. They've talked to Kirk Cousins. They've talked Justin Fields. They're bringing somebody.
Well, they're going to have to do something.
They've talked about drafting Taylor from Florida State.
I mean, they've got to be in the conversation with Fields if the Bears are talking about.
Got to be.
I mean, do they have anything worthy of trading for the number?
Don't know.
You'll
get something. But
you'll
get something.
Well, I would think they would trade Fields before the draft if it's going to happen. I would think
so. I don't think that's a draft day.
I
wouldn't think that'd be a draft day move. I would think that would be beforehand. They got to do something. Oh man. The draft you don't really anticipate a whole lot of times because it's really cut and dry most of the time. Who your first 2, 3, 4, 5. There's always a surprise here.
Well, there's so many of these mock drafts, and by the time you get there, there's no
mystery to it.
No mystery at all.
But I really want to watch it because I really want to see where he ends up. And
I really wanted to happen like it did in the movie Draft Day, and I want him to fall down to number 6 or 7. Yeah. I want him to really fall. I want the bottom to fall. I want him to be the 4th quarterback taken.
Doing Aaron Rodgers go all the way down.
Yeah, I want him but they won't. There's something about him that they think is just godlike, and I don't see it. We watched it very closely here in Oklahoma.
Talent, arm strength, crazy ability.
Yes.
But mentally, my goodness.
He's not ready.
And his dad caused issues, and I got to think that's part of it too still. That was one of the big things.
There's a lot of stuff hanging on him.
Getting bad.
We'll see.
Bad info and
again,
whatever else.
We've been wrong a lot. He may be the MVP of the league next year, and here we'll sit on. I don't know, but
I still want to admit to it.
That's why we like to talk about this out loud. So I can point at him and say, "You were wrong." See, I'm not agreeing to all that crap.
Yeah, no.
I think he's gonna be great.
Yeah, no. Even if he is, like I said, I'm not admitting to it.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, there's our Super Bowl preview. I'm going to go with the 49ers. He's going to take the old Chiefs. I'm looking at 55 points. He's looking at 64.
64. We're going to have fun.
It's going to be a crazy weekend. But anyway, we'll have our regular weekly episode coming up pretty soon on the roundup of sports in general.
It's going to get
a lot of crazy things.
Sports are slowing down.
They are slowing down. So we're going to come up here with some couple other shows here soon. Maybe do some sports movies or some board games or look at some stuff that we enjoy doing on the hobby side. And so
Pitcher Catchers Report next week.
Stay in touch. Stay online. Definitely.
Subscribe. Get the word out.
Subscribe.
Facebook, Instagram.
Instagram, subscribe.
We're everywhere.
Wherever it is right here on
Slowly
the
growing. Our viewers are
We're
getting
trying.
a little
Yeah,
more.
we
Subscriptions are getting more.
Appreciate the viewers out there. Appreciate anybody that's subscribed so far. We'd like to get up to, I don't know, 10,000 or so in the next couple of weeks. So let's jump on that, all right?
Yep.
Anyway, we appreciate you coming by. We'll talk to you next time, and we will see you on the next episode.
Thank you much.